It's like when you're in an airplane. It's like, what do they tell you to do? Put your mask on first before helping others. What's up, guys? Lena here from I Love Kickboxing in Greeley, Colorado, and today I have a special guest. His name is Adam, and he is with Poehlmann Fitness, and he has a great Facebook page, and he does online coaching. So he's going to talk to us today about tracking. Now, what does tracking mean? Why everyone should do it at least once in their life, and why it's important. So, tracking, what is it?
Yeah, I think one of the things that I first need to address is that tracking your food intake and tracking your macronutrients is not a diet. It's not a fad. It's just understanding what is going into your body. I think that tracking food intake is something that everybody should do at some point in their lives.
At least once.
Yeah, at least once.
It's like going to Vegas. Do it once. You like it, do it again.
Did it once, hated it. But yeah, I think tracking is definitely something everybody needs to do in their life, just to understand what is going into their body and then understand the why behind those things. So back in the day, we had all these things like these meal plans, these pre-made meal plans, and it was like eat X, Y, and Z for breakfast. Right, eat X, Y, and Z 2 hours later, blah, 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 blah. But there was no purpose, there was no underlying why talked about in those diets, those meal plans, whatever you want to call them. So I think tracking your macronutrient intake can be a great way to see, okay, this is why I'm gaining weight. It's because I have X amount of carbohydrates in my diet, or because I have X amount of fats in my diet. Maybe I should take it down a little bit and see what that does to your body. It's a great opportunity to learn how your body works and how your body processes things. I believe there's no better way to figure that out nutritionally than to track your food intake at first. And by no means am I suggesting that people should track their food intake for the rest of their lives. I mean, it is kind of a pain in the butt at first, and it can be over time.
Yep.
But it's going to be one of the best things that you can do to understand how food works with your body and really understand what foods do well for you, what foods don't do well for you, how your digestion reacts to certain foods, how your skin reacts to certain foods. If you're just shoving things in your mouth and just eating throughout the day and not thinking about it, it's going to be really hard to make those correlations and understand how your body works. Because although we're all humans, there's a lot of individual variance with how people react to different types of foods, what causes them to gain excess body fat.
Lactose.
Some people can eat 500 grams of, I have a client right now who's eating like 400 grams of carbohydrates a day, and he's like lean as all get out.
Lucky.
Right, I know, right? I mean, he's worked really hard for that, and he does have some genes in there too, but I'm one of those people that has really high fat intake and lower carbs because I've learned over time that having the opposite kind of, it makes it easier for me to gain excess body fat. But point being is just a great opportunity to understand what's going on with your food intake and why it's causing your body to do certain things. So that way, later on in life, when you're exploring intuitive eating and you're not tracking, you're just kind of eating as you go, you can make those correlations while just looking at that food before you actually put it in your mouth. So
going off of that, just tracking, like he said, it's a pain in the butt. I'm not gonna lie. If you do it right and you do it the right way,
at first it's a pain.
It's not fun, and it takes time and it takes effort. It's like, but you have to think of it like as a job, right? You get a new job and they put you through 3 weeks of training. Okay, so after those 3 weeks of intensive training, after that they just let you kind of go loose and see if it worked and see if it didn't, and it's all gonna be based off of how well you took your training. So tracking to me is, I've done it a few times in my life. I'm probably gonna go back at it again just because my body has been changing. I usually do it for about a month, maybe a little bit over a month, and it just helps me to realize how much fuel I need to be intaking, what size or amount of food I need to be intaking of my fats, my carbs, my proteins, when I need to be intaking that. It just makes me more aware. Your body is a temple, and your body is also a science experiment. So experiment with yourself. If you have bad skin issues, did you ever think it might be your lactose, right? Food can help you, and it can also burden you. And I want it to be one of those things that you can use towards your advantage, because it is so good and successful if you just put in those 3 weeks worth of work and then after that intuitively eat. And what we mean by that is just, you're not tracking, you're just eating, you're thinking about why you're eating this and how you're eating this and how much of it you're eating.
Because you understand exactly why those things are doing what they do.
You're doing your research for yourself. This is the one body that we get, and it's so hard for us, especially as women, I think in general, to not take care of ourselves and always take care of others. So take care of your body, understand what your body needs, so that you can then realize how to help those other people understand theirs. So if there's any sort of incentive for you guys out there, well, it's selfish, whatever. Well, do it for yourself so that you can help others do it for themselves, right? So it's like when you're in an airplane, it's like, what do they tell you to do? Put your mask on first before helping others, right? So do that with yourself. I think everybody should do it at least once in their lifetime. And we can help you here. Adam can help you online. You have so many different communities of health and fitness professionals that I can refer you to, that Adam can refer you to.
Absolutely.
And I think that's just the gist of it.
Yeah,
Everybody should do it. It's fun. Like, it really is. It sucks, but it's also like, this is really interesting.
It's going to benefit you so much down the road. One of the things I like to bring up before we end the video is just that I like to kind of like relate it to money. You know, if you were to go to some sort of like financial advisor, or even sit down with yourself and say, okay, where is my money going? You probably wouldn't just say that and be like, oh, whatever, I'm just going to try to save a little better next month. Like, no, you're most likely going to break everything down into a budget.
I want to put X amount in here.
Yeah, and figure out where everything is going and, you know, why you've been feeling like, you know, money isn't available the last few months, money hasn't been available, or why you're feeling like money is going really quick, or you don't have as much money to eat out. You're gonna put those things in a very detailed list and figure out where your money's going and how you can better utilize, you know, your income to benefit you down the road. It's the same type of concept. It's just taking the time to sit down and figure out what's working and why it's working. So.
And if you need help budgeting, we can refer you to someone for that too.
We know people.
But thanks you guys so much. Make sure that you like his fitness page on Facebook as well as his Instagram hashtag or @Poehlmann Fitness.
Instagram, Adam_Poehlmann Fit, and then Facebook is just facebook.com/Poehlmann Fitness. We'll get all that stuff on the bottom for you guys.
Don't listen to us, just look below, okay? We don't speak English well. So.
Thanks for being here, guys. We'll see you guys later.